previously in the cars. Leading since stage 4, Peder Hansel's been under constant attack, but now it's from his own teammate in the yellow Mini, Nani Roma. But there are no team orders, that's for sure. The race has always been open. X-Ray looks shoe-in to win their first ever Dakar. Nani Roma is taking each day as it comes. If you start thinking about the stage and what will happen at the end, then you won't be driving very well. Concentration and distraction has cost Gordon the rally. Like the bikes, two men in identical machinery remain. How can Roma make the difference, or will the Dakar bite back? "11 stages done, 3 more to go, and still a lot at stake." With Gordon out of the way after his troubles yesterday, it looked like the Dakar would be decided between Peder Hansel and Roma. I've stopped counting the stage victories. On the other hand, for overall wins, I'm still waiting for my 10th, and I'll do my best to get it. Day 2 in Peru, and maybe the toughest special of all, despite being quite short at just 200 kilometers. After a dream start to the Dakar, it's been a difficult few days for Christoph Hollowitz. Third of the rally 3 days ago. He can no longer hope of a podium finish, yet the Pole managed a good performance today. The drivers knew that this stage would be extremely difficult, especially in the final June portion. Ricardo Leal dos Santos had a fine start, but then was one of the first to get stuck. It's only his first Dakar, and already Bernard ten Brinker is 7th overall.
The fork right, the gap is 3.5. Right.
After a rather quiet start, the Dutchman is making the best of his Mitsubishi Lancer.
Sleepy. Yeah.
He finished 4th today. Overall is 7th. Just ahead of ten Brinker in the overall was Carlos Sousa. The Portuguese in his Great Wall suffered again today and is more and more under pressure from his closest opponents. He got stuck massively yesterday too. He is one of the biggest surprises of this Dakar, and further proof that the Toyota Hilux is a very reliable car. Lucho Alvarez is currently 6th overall and best Argentinian, following the footsteps of Orlando Terranova. The first leader of the 2012 Dakar, Leonid Novitsky, not only is a precious teammate in the Mini clan, he's also very fast, a 2011 Rally Raid World Champion. The Russian had a great day today, finishing 2nd, and is now solidly in the top 5. Robbie Gordon will certainly want to forget the last 3 days of the rally. Yesterday he struggled with a broken CV joint, and today he was flying again. He went on to conquer his 2nd special of the year, his 6th on the Dakar, with a 15-minute lead over Novitsky. More importantly, he moves closer to de Villiers in the overall standings.
But run 10/10, and I think we beat Stefan 24 minutes in one special. Get ready for 2013. We'll be back stronger, better.
Fighting words from Gordon. The South African was another to struggle in the dunes of Nazca, but he did manage to hit back in the final part, and again today he was in the top 5, finishing 3rd. Julien Villiers, consistent as always. So what about that battle for the overall victory? Spaniard Nani Roma took off 3 minutes behind Stefan Peder Hansel and therefore had the advantage. He took it nice and easy at the beginning, eventually gaining time on the Frenchman, but way too little. That was at least until kilometre 1:42. With such a huge experience, having 22-minute lead looked like a big enough advantage for Peder Hansel, but the dunes of Peru were cruel to the 9-time Dakar winner. He got stuck. We moved in the sand, centimetre by centimetre. We managed to get out, and after, I have to admit, I took risks on the last 50 kilometres to try and get back some time. God, those 50 kilometres I attacked the most since the start of rallying. So Robbie Gordon wins the stage by 15 minutes over Nowitzki, Giniel de Villiers third, Ten Brinker fourth, and Nani Roma there in fifth position, 23.5 minutes down. It means in the overall the gap is only just 20 minutes between Roma and Peder Hansel, still big. De Villiers third, Gordon fourth, and pressuring Nowitzki fifth. As the trucks rumble towards Lima, let's find out if Gerard de Roy can hold on to his lead. Pepe Villa's hopes of finishing the Dakar in the top 5 of the truck class ended during stage 11. The Spaniard in the de Roy Iveco truck was first trapped on the side of a path in the Fesh. Eventually, he was helped out by teammate Joe Adua, but 15 kilometres later, Villa broke his gearbox, and it took him hours to repair. He eventually made it to the Arequipa bivouac late last night. Both these men share 60 Dakar appearances, 30 each. After first starting the rally in the early 80s, Andre de Soudre in red owns a team that prepared several cars on the Dakar. Etienne Smlouveci, on the other hand, is still in the driver's seat. He's currently 47th overall. This is the story of the buggy without any direction. French Philippe Boutron and Maël Barbe had to fix their buggy SMG in the middle of the Peruvian desert. We are the mechanics of the desert. The Peruvian mechanics. And now we've shortened the steering arm. More than 6 hours lost over the stage, but the French buggy is still racing to Lima. More importantly, while the Dakar discovers Peru, their public is learning the spirit of this great event. In the Dakar bivouac 2,500 metres above Arequipa, the Peruvians were putting on quite a show as it welcomed the Dakar into their country. Fans lined the narrow path up to the entrance, screaming and applauding their heroes. Whilst inside, the beer and crisps were freely passed about, whilst the bivouac enjoyed the local dancing and festivities.
Ça va?
Hello, how are you?
Tu vas voir, c'est beau là.
It's nice here, isn't it?
Ouais.
Really cool.
Bonne journée.
Very fast. Have a good day.
Très rapide.
Oh, it's a very fast day.
Très sympa, très
Very nice, very quick.
Ça va? Si, aïe. C'est un moment où on discute, on échange. C'est là où on prend la...
It's a moment we speak and exchange stories. It's here I can feel the atmosphere of the race. It's very important. How are they? Are they fresh, exhausted, in a good mood? Not the first ones. The first 20 don't ask themselves these questions, but the others do. This is the everyday life of Etienne Levine, the boss of the rally. The helicopter becomes his second office. After being responsible for logistics, this former military officer has been involved in the organisation since 1992, becoming director in 2004.
Charlie de Delta. Banderole ivoirien, ils arrivent à 160. Comme tu veux, parce que sinon on pouvait les dévier pour les faire venir par ce côté-ci. Non mais la banderole ça suffit pas. D'accord. Laissez la voiture. D'accord, donc je laisse la voiture là. Ouais. Ok.
Considered as an expert of Africa, he became the main man who saved the Dakar by moving it to a new continent in 2009.
rallye, c'est d'avancer et d'emmener tout le monde derrière nous.
This will is to go forward and to take everyone with us. Like a mountain guide who takes his customers to discover a summit, we'll take them to new tracks to discover new landscapes, new territories. And I like this notion of a guide who takes people behind him to make them discover new things. Okay, let's go home. At the head of the organisation, Etienne Levine has one of the most complicated, but also most fascinating jobs on Earth. Big star of stage 11 on the truck race was ex-La-Prez Tatra of Martin Colomy. He made it into the top 5 for the first time in the rally and is on course for his first ever Dakar finish. Winner of yesterday's stage was Andrei Karganov, his second of his short career behind the Kamaz wheel. It moved him up into 4th in the standings, but he's well over an hour behind his Kamaz leading teammates. It was a bad day for the Kazakhstani driver yesterday, as Arthur Advictus lost heaps and heaps of time in his quest for second in the overall standings. The leading Kamaz is now 25 minutes back from Hans Stacey and is back going at the top again today. In control are the two Deroy machines, Hans Stacey looking good for his first stage victory since 2007. But then a navigational error dropped him back and he had to settle for second.
400 meter, smal over top en uitroepteken. Dan wordt het bochtig.
Gerard Deroy was not far behind, losing just 3 minutes to Racy Stacey. And that's for the overall rally lead. He was beaten by his uncle in Morocco, but I'm sure that Team Boss won't be allowing that here. He leads by 55 minutes. In the African years of the rally, many knew that the event really started once the Mauritanian border was crossed.
Oh, t'as du fumé là?
The stage on the 6th of January 2005 between Zouazat and Tichiri will enter forever the legend of the Dakar. That day, the weather was awful. Contours had disappeared and fuel consumption had become a concern. Only Peder Hansel, the 7-time winner, made it to Tichiri during daylight. And that explains just how crazy the stage would be.
I believe only 4 cars have finished, and it's already late. I don't know if everyone will make it.
Some finished on wheel rims, others behind their assistance trucks.
Finished with one liter when we got back.
The competitors moved slowly, and CP2 had become a base camp, 260 kilometers away from the finish. In the middle of that night, without a moon, the desert looked like a battlefield. Everyone had to fight against himself to keep a slim hope alive, no matter what.
He wasn't shining down on me today. But we'll get there.
Early in the morning, the organisers discovered an unbelievable scene. Competitors scattered around, exhausted men between Zouazarat and Tichiri. 64 bikers, 56 cars and 24 trucks abandoned, out of fuel, out of energy, forced to quit just a few kilometres away from the finish line. Tomorrow is the penultimate stage of the rally and yet more dunes to challenge the remaining survivors. Anyone who gets this far has won a battle against the elements of the Dakar. But at the front, the competition rages on. Will Petter hold on? And who will come out on top in that brilliant battle between biking legends? The answers tomorrow when the Dakar adventure continues.